Hello, good afternoon, almost. Pardon. My name is Morgan, and I bid you welcome back to this thing here. We are on, I believe, the third day of Edgeworth's whole deal. So, let's see how we do. We should not be at the trial. We should be at investigation. What? Hold up. Something went wrong here. That's not what I clicked on. Wait. Yes. There we go. I don't know why that happened. Dome. What was Mr. Edgeworth talking about? I don't even remember what he said. It's been a week. A memory of a crime that I committed. Hang on. Did I still load the wrong one? Memory of murder? Am I stupid? Wait, hang on. What is going on? Oh, right. He said something like weird and cliffhanger-y. Kind of throw a wrench into everything. Well, he definitely didn't kill this guy. Pretty sure he didn't. Or at least we've convinced the court that there's enough doubt. I don't believe it, not Edgeworth. Some painful memory has been troubling him recently, but he'd never take someone's life. Never. He could defend himself in case 2. How come Edgeworth can't prosecute himself? Well, why would he? He doesn't think he's guilty. But also, it's different because, well, I mean, at least in American courts, you're entitled to the, defense of your choosing, in essence. If it's a private lawyer, then you have to pay them, of course, so you're limited by what you can afford. But if you really do want to defend yourself, you're allowed to, even if you have no experience in law whatsoever. You just, you're probably going to fail. What happened? What up, butts? How's everyone doing? Why does this guy always look like he's... I know he's sweating here, but he also looks like he's about to start crying. But why is he sweating? What do you think of my performance today? Got him swooning in the aisles, huh, Maya? Swooning? I do remember feeling faint. Right on, tell me the truth. It was like love at first sight, right? What is up with this guy? Aren't you supposed to be dating your supermodel girlfriend? Well, me? Well, maybe my heart skipped a beat or two. I think you can do better than that. Come on, I saved Edgeworth in there, dude. Edgy. You guys should be bowing before me. Bow before your hero. Get over yourself, idiot. Larry, you really helped in the trial today. In spite of yourself. If you weren't there, Larry, I'm sure Edgeworth would have been found guilty. Ha 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 ha. But seriously, Nick. That boat shop caretaker guy is pretty suspicious. Edgy ain't off the hook yet. Way to spoil the mood, Larry. I'm just a guy sitting in the audience, But from where I was sitting, Edgeworth seemed pretty edgy. Ha ha. Oh oh. And can you really know he's telling the truth about that night? Nick, I don't know. What I do know is going to believe in you two until the end. Us two? Edgeworth and who else? You mean me, right? Nah, it means me, right, Nick? Yeah, you, Larry. Not me? Well, why you, Larry? Huh? Actually, yeah, why me, Nick? Enough for the silent treatment. Okay. I guess silent treatment persists. Nick, why do you trust Mr. Edgeworth so much? I mean, he's changed recently, true. Well, when we first met him, he was kind of a jerk, don't you think? You didn't know him back then. Back when he wanted to become a defense attorney. Wait, was that when you two were classmates? Yes, in grade school. What? I've never heard of anybody as a child who wanted to be a defense attorney, but I guess it was just because he worshipped his father. They saved me, Miles and Larry. They saved me and I'll never forget it. So I became a defense attorney, What? Hey, Larry, what's he talking about? Sorry, I kind of forgot. Wow, fuck you then. Okay, Nick, out with it. I'm gonna hear the story today, and that's fine. Okay. It's kind of a long story, so hang in there. We got shit to do. The very end of 3rd grade was on trial, a class trial. Class trial? Okay. You remember, Larry, spring end of 3rd grade? A kid in our class got his lunch money stolen. Lunch money? School was really small. Every month, kids would bring an envelope with money for lunch from home. Oh, I see. Anyway, this kid's envelope disappeared with $38 still inside. That gets you a month of lunch? Oh yeah, now that you mention it, I do remember that. Let's see why I'd forget, though. You were out of school that day. Anyway, the envelope had been stolen during PE class. I was coming down with a cold, so I'd skip PE that day. I was the only one not in my class. Or, I was the only one not in class. So, they thought you did it. Yeah, the kids in class said I should be put on trial. Trial? The next day, we held a classroom trial with me as a defendant. Still had his terrible hair even back then. I didn't do it. Okay, I'm not reading these. They're scrolling on their own. Bang. Now, Phoenix, you know you shouldn't steal people's money. It's not right. In the end, even the teacher thought I'd done it. Go over and apologize, Phoenix. What a terrible t-shirt he's wearing. No wonder they thought he did it. I didn't know what was happening. I was so sad I couldn't stop crying. Everyone was staring at me like I'd done it. I tried to apologize. I went to where the boy whose money had been stolen was sitting. That's when it happened. Objection. You shouldn't have to apologize. The only thing that belongs in a trial is evidence. Anything else has no place. You'd all be ashamed. Amateurs. Miles? Why is he in a bow tie, little poncy twat? Whoops. Then you shouldn't apologize. Everyone's been shouting you did it, but no one has any proof. That's why, Your Honor, this boy is innocent. Honor? Miles, it was your money that was stolen. Oh, ho, ho, the plot thickens. Okay, here we go. Why don't you all just shut up? Why is he in a wife beater? It's always how it is, everyone ganging up and picking on one person. Just think how he feels. Said he didn't do it, so he didn't do it. Well, no. That's not how defense works. Very well, I will replace the money myself. The class trial's over. Wow, that was a terrible trial. That was the worst story I've ever heard. That's how it happened. After that, the three of us were the best of friends. Wow, I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea either. I mean, I forgot. That's when I learned what it meant to be alone. Totally alone without a friend in the world. You did a good thing, Larry. Yeah, well, I was just lucky that I took the day off from school. If I'd been there, they would have thought I'd done it. Haha. So I took it kind of personally, see? When something smells, it's usually the butts. Classic. Anyway, Edgeworth and I talked after the class trial. Oh, so this is just him, like, relitigating his youth. What a sad man. Edgeworth and I talked about that. Talked after that class trial. That's when I heard his father was a defense attorney. Remember, his eyes would shine when he talked about his father. Man, I'm extra tired today. I'm gonna become a defense attorney just like my father. Famous defense attorney. A few months later, he suddenly transferred to another school. Deal 6 incident. Right, I'm not sure, but the transfer probably had something to do with his father's death. It's so sad. Several years later, when I heard Edgeworth's name again, there's an article about him in the newspaper. Headline was something like, Dark Suspicions of a Demon Attorney. Damn. Fabricating evidence, manipulating testimonies, covering up facts. The article said he'd do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything. And he should be disbarred if they found actual evidence that he planted evidence. Or delegitimized the trial in any way. But why? What happened? I mean, that's not the Edgy I used to know at all. I mean, we knew him in 3rd grade, when he was like 7 years old, so... That's what I thought, too. Tried to get in touch with him I don't know how many times. Never replied. Guess he didn't want to see his old friends. Couldn't just drop it, though. Wanted to meet him and learn why he'd become who he became. That's when I decided. Wait, you don't mean... That's why? That's why you became a defense attorney? To meet Edgeworth? If I was a defense attorney, I knew he'd have to meet with me whether he wanted to or not. In court. Yeah, but you don't get to, like, interrogate him in court. You're only his witnesses. Edgeworth believed in me and I believed in him. He's in pain and no one's on his side. The only one who knows the real Edgeworth, and the only one who can help him. You knew him in 3rd grade! You don't know shit about him now! This is pretentious as hell. Oh, so I've heard. Whoa, Nick. So that's why you helped me out for free? Yes. I helped you because I believed in you. Except I don't remember saying I'd do it for free. Nick, we have to save Mr. Edgeworth if it's the last thing we do, okay? Well, that's what we're working on. Very well, it may be. First, there's that rental boat shop caretaker. We need to find out who or what he is. But he also just ran away, so... I think we have to lean on the detectives for that. I'd settle for who? Guess I can clean out some of this evidence I no longer need. Okay, let's go. Well, what did we get rid of? I feel like we still have most of it. Still have the metal detector. I never gave it back to him. Dick Shoe. Well, where do we go first? We can talk to Edgewank. So sad. You look as grim as always. Mr. Edgeworth, I heard the story about the class trial. Class trial? What do you mean? You don't remember? No, I don't. Lunch money was stolen, wasn't it, in 3rd grade? Lunch money. Oh, right. Yes, I seem to remember something like that. Nick, I think you're the only one who really remembers. Well, it probably only really mattered to me anyway. Mr. Edgeworth, didn't you know? That trial was the reason Nick became a defense attorney. Ridiculous. He thinks. That said, it does sound like the kind of thing you do. You haven't changed a bit, have you, right? So simple, to a fault even. Stole lunch money all the time. Well, I never put you on trial because you always beat up the witnesses, Val. Scared them into not testifying. Oh, maybe, yeah, but I think you changed too much, Edgeworth. Perhaps. Why prosecute? Edgeworth, why did you become a prosecutor anyway? You used to look up to your dad. You said you wanted to be a defense attorney, right? Couldn't let myself deny reality like you. What do you mean? Father was taken from me and you want me to defend criminals? I'm sorry, right? But I'm not that good of a person. That grimace is so scary. One suspect was apprehended in your father's murder, right? Yes. The man trapped in the elevator with my father. His name was Yanni Yogi. He had to be the shooter any way you look at it. Yet he was found innocent. The defense attorney got him off the hook. That'd be Robert Hammond. Well, he got what's coming to him, apparently. On that day 15 years ago, 3 of us were trapped in that elevator for 5 hours. When we were rescued, we all suffered oxygen deprivation. So am I. I lost all memory of the murder. Lost your memory? Even now, I can't recall what happened in that elevator. There's the crux of Yogi's attorney's argument in court. Claimed that Yen Yogi had not of sound mind due to the oxygen deprivation. Yogi was released due to a lack of evidence. Innocent. I don't feel like that makes sense. If he was not of sound mind, that's implying that you're going for an insanity plea, but you didn't. And released due to lack of evidence seems more like a... I guess not. If they went to prosecute without enough evidence and he was found not guilty, then it is what it is, but still. The oxygen deprivation had nothing to do with it. When I changed my mind, I started to hate defense attorneys. Well, it explains why you hate me. What's your relationship with Von Karma? My teacher and a man who deserves respect. I learned everything I know of courtroom techniques from him. He's like my sister was to you, Nick. He's a perfectionist in all things. He's not really a perfectionist, he's just a dickhead who expects people to comply with him, even when he should not be in charge of the courtroom. In court, in his personal life, he's obsessed with doing everything perfectly. Perfectly, huh? In all the cases he has taken on, none were left unsolved. Not one suspect was declared innocent, ever. That's... I know. It's possible some of the suspects were indeed innocent. However, it's impossible for us to accurately determine that in every case. All Von Karma does is his job, to find the suspect guilty perfectly. In any case, it's nigh well impossible to find a weakness in him. Should a weakness appear, he'd do everything in his power to make it go away. Edgeworth? What you're saying is true. You're headed for a guilty sentence tomorrow. He's right. Now is no time to praise the enemy, Mr. Edgeworth. It's a strange situation in which I find myself, I'll admit. No kidding. Alright. You don't help us much at all. The one thing I hate about Von Karma is, like, they don't show the personality traits he's apparently famous for, which is his, like, perfectionism, his detail-oriented, like, approach. Because all that's really happening is he's telling people to do things his way and insisting, like, every time I press a suspect, he just says, "This is a waste of time! You're impeding justice!" And he's not really doing anything to counter me. So he's not really demonstrated to be the almost infallible villain that he's presented as. Looks like Detective Gumshoe hasn't gotten back yet. Gumshoe? He won't be coming back today. Oh, really? Said there was some guy he had to arrest by tomorrow. The boat shop caretaker. Shouted something about catching him if it's the last thing I do, pal. Good luck, Gumshoe. Alright, so we'll probably find nothing of worth here. Let's just get back. I guess we'll have to scan the, boat rental shop a little bit more. Oh, never mind, there you are. Long time no see, pal. Mr. Gumshoe. Close one today, eh? I got so worked up I snapped my tie in half. That is impressive. Sorry about that. No problem, pal. Thanks to you, we now know who really did it. I mean, the boat shop caretaker. Look, I'll make you a promise. I'll have that scoundrel in my custody by trial time tomorrow. I mean, you can't really make that promise. You don't have a clue where he is. Come what may. It's my duty to you as a police officer. I'm off to catch me a criminal. Good luck. Detective Gumshoe sure is active today. Oh, one other thing. No one can go into the woods today. The woods? Where Lotta was camping? The woods are off limits to camping, and apparently the park ranger found out. Yeah, pretty mad. Nobody can go in for a while. Guess Lotta's in a lot of trouble. Ha! Anyway, I'll be seeing you two tomorrow. You shalt. Steel eyesore is missing. Eyesore? Looks like the hot dog stand is closed, too. Guess Larry's too busy worrying about Mr. Edgeworth to show up for work. Well, you're gonna go bankrupt if you don't do your job. Something in my throat. Old caretaker got away. Yep. Never imagined he might be the real murderer. Ahem! Know that clearing of the throat anywhere. I don't. Who is it? Oh. Grossberg. Hello, what might you be doing here? Out for a walk, hmm? Oh, I'm more concerned what you're doing here. I thought you were a very busy man. The days of my youth, like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. Grossberg, there's no time for idle reminiscing. Mr. Edgeworth's trial ends tomorrow. That is true, yes. For what I saw of today's trial, Edgeworth should be fine, right? Well, I'm not so sure about that. Oh, what do you mean? Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm not sure about. If you find anything, come by my office at once. May be able to offer you some assistance. Thanks. Bye. What do you think Mr. Grossberg was doing here anyway? Who knows? Well, he's involved in the D6 incident, and apparently the boat rental guy was as well, so he's probably trying to figure out some loose ends on his own. It seemed like a bad person, but he's obviously hiding something all along. He left the bird! Who's gonna feed the bird? Nobody's home. Hello, hello, Squawk. Wonder where your owner's gone, Polly. Can't believe he'd run off and leave his poor parrot to fend for herself. Okay, maybe we take the bird with us. I don't really want it, because it's gonna shit everywhere. We should take care of Polly, Nick. Probably shouldn't just kidnap her. Well, I mean, the guy who owned her is a criminal. Probably has no, like, anyone to take it off his hands. Police know about her anyway. I'm sure they'll do something. I wouldn't count on it. Police are not known for the well-being of animals. Alright, Polly says I can't take you. Wait, now the bird's gonna hate me. We never did see what was in here. Polly here knows the number to the safe, right? That's right. Polly, what's the number to the safe? 1228. That was easy. Let's open it, Nick. Come on. I'm sure there isn't any money in there. But hey, he keeps it locked, right? So there must be something of value in there. I'm not so sure. Let's see what's in there. I mean, it makes sense. Only thing in here is a letter. A letter? Oh, boring. There's no name or signature on this thing. It's handwritten in clear, precise letters. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Edgeworth? Nick, why would Mr. Edgeworth's name be on here? It's obviously instructions of some kind. How should I know? I'm gonna read the whole thing. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Also says this is your last chance. Now is the time to get revenge on the two men who ruined your life. The rest of the letter goes on to describe the murder plot in detail. Why would you hang on to this? Especially after you killed the man. Like, you should burn it. How to kill Robert Hammond and frame Edgeworth. Hauling Edgeworth out to the lake, getting on the boat, firing twice. Exactly what I figured out today in court. All here in perfect detail. Okay, so we have, like, very clear evidence that Edgeworth was framed, so how are they gonna dispute this? I don't know, but it looks like these are instructions for that caretaker. When he killed Robert Hammond and called out Edgeworth, he was following instructions. Alright, so the plot thickens. Somebody goaded this man into it. He wasn't getting revenge on his own. Who could have written that letter? What does it mean to get revenge on Miles Edgeworth? Look, I don't know, okay? One thing's for certain. This letter is an amazing clue. Why do I feel like Grossberg might actually be the evil man all along? He's probably here looking for it. Okay. I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that's all I need here. Maybe we shouldn't. There's also a very weird fan to have. Should at least have a grate over it. I assume there's ventilation for the stove. But you could easily stick a fan in there, or Polly could fly into that and get absolutely annihilated. Ah? What's wrong? Huh? Oh, never mind. What? Tell me. So when I saw the TV, I remembered showing a Pink Princess special this week. Oh, see? That's why I didn't want to tell you. Okay, fair enough. I thought some evidence was in the trash can. Whatever. We're done. Should I go to Grossberg? I mean, I probably have to just move the plot along. I don't think there's any way to fuck up the investigation parts. Apparently can't get to him from here. One day left, Nick. Yeah, I know. No time to waste. Let's get going. Okay. Nothing useful here. I'm curious if Edgeworth has anything to say about this first. Edgeworth, see this letter? Just came out of the safe in the shack where that boat rental caretaker lives. You see, revenge on me. Who's that old guy anyway? I don't know. Could he be an innocent defendant who got declared guilty or something? Nice, right? Well, I don't remember that old man, not at all. Who's following this letter, then? Which means there's somebody else behind it. Now's the time to get revenge on the two men who ruined your life. Two men, meaning myself and Robert Hammond. Also says this is your last chance. Last chance. Wait, maybe. Maybe he's talking about the statute of limitations on the DL6 incident. Wait, that old man. What is it? You know who he is? Yogi. Could he be Yogi? Didn't we pretty much sussed that out in the trial. So this shouldn't be a surprise. It was already an idea, at least. The suspect in the DL6 incident, the one who was found innocent. So, why would the statute of limitations matter to him? Also, if he was found innocent, but the statute of limitations still mattered to him, that would imply that this, whatever country we're in, does not have double jeopardy protections. Because they're suggesting he could have been tried again. He's out again. Well, he told us to come meet him here. When does he work anyway? Now, don't be harsh. Okay. The one thing I always forget. Kenny Yogi was a court bailiff at the time. We just happened to be in that elevator together 15 years ago. Rumble crumble. Quake was incredibly strong. Before I knew it, everything was dark. We were there for so long it felt like forever. The air thinned and the darkness closed in on us in that little box. We became unsettled. Help, I can't breathe. Quiet, I said quiet. You're not making this any easier. I want to get out. Help, get us out. Don't shout, you'll just use up more oxygen. That's all I remember. When I came to, I was in a hospital bed staring up at the ceiling. In court, Yen Yogi's mental condition was called into question. Claimed the oxygen deprivation and stress had caused temporary insanity. In the end, the claim passed to the court and Yogi was found innocent. That's a terrible justification. I really don't think it works that way. They keep flip-flopping on whether it's insanity or lack of evidence. Huh, but isn't that strange? This letter tells him to get revenge on Edgeworth. Why would he want to take revenge on you? Right. There's something that's been troubling me these last few days. I didn't know whether or not I should tell you. I mean the nightmare. It's a nightmare I've had. Memory of a crime that I committed. Crime you committed. A memory of a murder. Why would you tell us then? Like, you basically teased us back then and then decided not to tell us about it? I think the time has come to tell all. Time has come. Go on. The last 15 years I've had the same dream almost every night. Wake up in a fearful sweat every time. Oh no. Edgeworth, you're gonna be the murderer, aren't you? What kind of dream? Just a dream about my father's killing in the dark. Nope, I can't breathe. Quiet, I said quiet. You're not making this any easier. Yes, we've heard this already. I can't breathe. You're using up my air. What? Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. What? What are you... Attacking father. I see the pistol lying by my feet. I don't know if it was evidence from that day in court or the bailiffs. In a daze, I picked up the pistol. Get away! Get away from my father! Bang. Warg! Oh, that scream, I wake. It's a bone-chilling scream. And I did not make it sound like one. A scream that has rung in my ears for the past 15 years. But it's just a dream, right? Right? That thought is the only thing that's kept me sane for the last 15 years. What if I'm wrong? What if it's real? They say that sometimes people shut out memories in self-defense. Maybe it was I who killed my father. What? If you think about it that way, this letter makes sense. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Think about it. Yogi was really innocent. That's why we're all... That's why he wanted revenge against me. Wait, Edgeworth, you mean... It was me. I was a true criminal of DL6. I shot my father. It's bad. Well, Yogi was still trying to kill your father, so that's... You're defending him. You were trying to, anyway. You're just a terrible shot. What are we gonna do, Nick? What can we do? I don't know. I don't think there's anything we can do. Like it or not. There's someone else who knows a lot about DL6, then maybe. There is, Nick. There is somebody else who knows about DL6. Mr. Fatberg. Jody threw the gun? Okay, was that him throwing it? I thought it was like a weird angle of him reaching for it. In that case, it makes a little more sense, but still. The incident happened from him trying to defend his father from being attacked. Like, the man was screaming about his father breathing his air. He was obviously of unsound mind, but he's still trying to kill him. So Edgeworth trying to defend him makes sense. It's not... That man was still an asshole. He was still an attempted murderer. Mr. Grossberg. Hello there. What's wrong? You look troubled. No kidding. I can't believe you're not. My. Just calm down and tell me what's happened, Mr. Edgeworth, Sad story. I see. So Edgeworth dreamt he shot his own father. It's only a dream. Only a dream. I wonder. What? If that's the case, then why do you two look so troubled, Well, also consider this. Yogi quite certainly holds a deep grudge against Miles Edgeworth. So deep he'd want to frame him for murder. This leads me to surmise that Mr. Edgeworth's dream was not a dream, it was real. As you imagined. Miles Edgeworth threw the pistol to save his father. pistol fired, and the deed was done. No, I don't believe it. Yogi was suspected of murder, and his career as a bailiff was irrevocably wrecked. Thus, he sought revenge on Miles Edgeworth. This was his last chance, of course, with the statute of limitations so close. What? Again, why does that matter? Why does the statute of limitations matter to him? That doesn't make any sense to me. Val, can you explain that? There's a statute. The statute of limitations on the Deal 6 incident is irrelevant because he's not trying to get anyone arrested for it. He just murdered somebody. He's trying to get somebody else arrested for that murder. There's no statute on that. Not anytime soon. What do you know about Edgeworth's father? If Edgeworth doesn't confess to it past the statute of limitations, they wouldn't try it. Yeah, but that's not what he's trying to get him arrested for. He's trying to frame him for another murder. I don't really understand the point, Teddy. Why would he try to get him to confess to that one? Really, because the first phase of the plan is to get him arrested for another murder. I don't get it. He's a defense attorney without peer. Sounds trite, but it's true. Well, he may have had one peer now that I think about it. Your mentor, Mia Fey. My sister. Gregory Edgeworth was very disapproving of Mr. Von Karma's techniques. That's no surprise. Von Karma is an extreme man. Forged testimonies and evidence are nothing to him. Again, he should not be a fucking legendary prosecutor then. If he's notorious for falsifying evidence. Result, he has a perfect win record in court. To beat him, Gregory Edgeworth tried to call attention to his methods. And? Lost. And died in despair, as it were. You see. Okay, so it's... Nobody is willing to confront him on his underhanded techniques, is how we read it. And the man who did failed. It's still kind of bullshit. Because he's not, like, a supremely skilled prosecutor who should be feared. He's a fraud and a dickhead. When Gregory Edgeworth was killed, the police called on a spirit medium. It was your mother, Misty Fey. I am Gregory Edgeworth. I have been killed. The one who shot me was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi. Yogi was found innocent. That's when my mother left us. Everyone called her a fraud. That's right. Everyone thought she was, you see. Yet, now that I think about it, seems the one who lied was Gregory Edgeworth's ghost. Gregory Edgeworth must have known who shot him. I don't believe it. So you're saying he falsified his testimony from beyond the grave? Edgeworth's dad lied to protect his son. It's only a possibility, mind you. But a possibility nonetheless. Oh, so this is the letter. It does seem that Yogi was following this letter when he killed Hammond. But why kill Robert Hammond? Hammond was a skilled defense attorney. But he defended clients not for their sake, but for his own. His own sake? He never trusted his clients, that one. The only thing he trusted was his own ability. But he got his client found innocent, so why should it matter? Actually, my dear, it's quite different. He won that innocent verdict for no one but himself. Yogi was a free man, but socially he was ruined. You'll understand soon enough. Wait, what is it? This letter. I've seen this handwriting before, a long time ago. Whose handwriting was this? Do you have any idea who wrote this? Not a clue. It obviously wasn't Yanni because it was directions for him. Doesn't make sense for it to be Edgeworth. Von Karma is the only one of these options I could propose. Could it be Manfred Von Karma? Von Karma? Why would he have something to do with this? Well, I'm not sure. Von Karma, Von Karma. Wait, you're right, my boy. This is Von Karma's handwriting, I'm sure of it. Used to see it all the time in court reports. What? That means the one who told Mr. Yogi to kill was correct. Manfred Von Karma himself. What does this mean, then? Why would Von Karma want to frame Edgeworth? That's a damn good question. If it truly was Von Karma who wrote this letter, then he would know the truth. He would know that Miles Edgeworth had accidentally killed his own father. We'll say as much in court tomorrow, I should think. You'll press the point until the court finds Miles Edgeworth guilty. Oh no! But how could Von Karma know about Mr. Edgeworth's past like that? Even if Mr. Edgeworth thought it was just a nightmare. That I do not know. This also doesn't make sense then. Because if they're saying that temporary insanity is what got Yogi cleared of the murder, then it doesn't make sense that they would actually find Miles guilty since it was self-defense in the same scenario where everyone else was running out of oxygen and going insane. So I feel like the same defense would apply there. You just change who the defendant is. I do know that Von Karma is both persistent and a perfectionist. I guess this does explain why the statute of limitations mattered then. It was a really crazy roundabout way of getting Miles arrested for this. He had to kill somebody else to make it happen. I suppose, but he was also a child. You know, he was in 3rd grade. He was like 7 or 8 years old. And the sequence of operations is literally that he completely did it by accident because he saw someone attacking his father. Like, there's absolutely no reason to find him guilty there, in my opinion. If I was a jury, I absolutely would not. Maybe seeking to satisfy a grudge against Gregory Edgeworth by hurting his son. What do you mean? It was 15 years ago. Von Karma met Gregory Edgeworth in court, and Von Karma did win. But he didn't make it through the trial unscarred. What happened in the trial between Edgeworth's dad and Von Karma? Von Karma got the guilty verdict he wanted. He won the trial. Gregory Edgeworth accused Von Karma of faulty evidence. And though he lost the trial, Mr. Edgeworth's accusation stood. Faulty evidence? The only penalty Von Karma has ever received in his career as a prosecutor. Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. Must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. Took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Vacation? It's an unusual event for the man. It was the first and last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting. Really? He doesn't take vacations? Like go to the sea or to the mountains? Don't tell me he's never been to Europe. There's strange ideas about vacations, Maya. I mean, those all seem like fine ideas. In any case, that was the only time he took a vacation from work. I believe the penalty upset him quite a lot. Odd. He wanted to keep a perfect record so badly. Why would he take such a long vacation? What do we do, Nick? Von Karma's gonna bring up DL6, you can bet on it. What if Mr. Edgeworth pleads guilty to DL6? I won't let him. Yes, Mr. Wright. I hate to say this, but even accidental murder is murder, you know. Then why did Yogi get away with it? That doesn't make sense. I just believe in Edgeworth's innocence. Can't believe he'd kill someone. But Nick, Mr. Edgeworth admits it himself. Father must have lied to protect him from beyond the grave. I don't care. I know he's not guilty. Well, what probably happened is he threw the gun. Yogi picked it up and shot him. I'm guessing that's where this is going. But honestly, I feel like I've guessed a lot of things, and it hasn't quite been that way because this game's ridiculous and something more absurd happened. Mr. Wright, you say so? I suppose I could go check again. The police files might hold something of interest. Mr. Grossberg, thank you. Can't promise anything. In fact, I think the chances of finding something are slim. I understand. The police materials. Indeed. There's hardly anyone here. Everyone must be out looking for the old guy, Yogi. And it's you. I don't think Gumshoe will be coming in today. Staying out late looking for someone. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe is pounding the pavement for real. We were wondering if we could check out the records room again. Teddy. Wow, you actually didn't step on the keyboard that time. I'm proud of you. You're moving anyway. Well, now I can't have anyone just wandering around in there. But I guess Mr. Von Karma is in there now anyway. Go in as long as he's there. Oh boy. Von Karma? Yes, he's just arrived, actually. Von Karma's in the records room. Nick, let's hurry. Oh boy. I'll be right back. Alright, after that short break, let's get in there. Dusty as always. We only here just yesterday. I'm sure they haven't had time to clean. What's wrong, Nick? Nothing. I was just noticing that he isn't here. On Karma. Okay, then we're not allowed to be in here, apparently. Files of collected case reports. Quite a large volume of reports here. Oh, these are all case reports? Huh. One of the drawers here, drawers here is open. Someone must have been looking at it recently. Label says uncut sons. God damn it. Taking a drink. Unsolved cases, evidence. Unsolved cases. Nick, the file for DL6 is completely empty. What? What are you doing in here? Eek! Wow, this guy's also way more intense when you face him head on. Von Karma. You! How do you know my name? Huh? Huh? Have we met? What are you saying? We see each other every day, don't we? Miles Edgeworth's defense team. Defense team? I beg your pardon. You see, I rarely remember defense attorneys. God, he's terrifying. They're like bugs to me. Needless things to be crushed. See how this guy was Edgeworth's mentor. I don't like looking at him. Why is he... Just that smile is the scariest thing in the world. Mr. Edgeworth is your student, right? A romanticist who can't shed a tear... Who can't shed that veneer of amateurism. Just like his father, always second-rate. Von Karma, you had an axe to grind with Mr. Gregory Edgeworth, didn't you? Me? A grudge against a mere defense attorney? Why? Has he dealt a blow to your otherwise perfect trial record? So you did. But what I don't get is, why did you take his son under your wing afterwards? The son of your most bitter rival. That, my dear attorney, is none of your business. I guess it was just to, like, elevate him and to make his fall from grace even more dramatic. And more crushing. Tomorrow will be the last day of this trial. It's been a while since I had a defense attorney to last this long. Still, you will lose in the end. Miles Edgeworth will admit his own guilt. Guilt of 15 years ago, you mean? You're quite the researcher. If you've done your homework so well, then certainly you must understand. You know what Miles Edgeworth will tell the court tomorrow. You're right. Von Karma is going to bring up the DL6 incident in court tomorrow. Von Karma, have a look at this. This was you, wasn't it? You instructed Yanni Yogi to commit murder. Yanni Yogi. How many years has it been since I've heard him called by that name? He's a fool. I told him to burn it after he read it. See, I said so. So you admit it. You wrote Mr. Yogi this letter. Yes, my dear defense attorney. Thank you for taking the trouble to bring it to me. You saved me from a lot of needless hassle. I knew he was going to take it from us, isn't he? What? Nick, what is that thing? It's got a taser? What the fuck? Stun gun for self-defense, usually. Indeed. 600,000 volts will course through your body like a dog touching an electric fence. 600,000? Oh, don't worry. People don't die from it, usually. Oh, give me the letter. No! No! What are you... Nick, run! Oh, she got zappoed. Maya! Out of my way! Wah! This dude just attacked us. In the fucking police department. This is how he wins? The letter's gone, of course. Maybe we should just stop doing that. We should save that for the courtroom. We took the DL6 incident, all of it. Evidence, all of it. Back to having no clues. Wait, Maya jumped first. Maya, is she okay? Did you manage to snatch something from him, perhaps? Maya. Maya, open your eyes. Maya! Oh, she's not dead. The letter, did you take it? Oh, yeah. Are you okay? Buh. I couldn't stop him. Jumped as fast as I could. One shot from that thing knocked me out cold. I'm useless. I'm no good as a lawyer or a medium. I can't call my sister. Not even now when he needed her the most. I wish I had woken up at all. Damn. Maya! Must be some way I can help her. I better do something about her self-confidence first. How about we take her to the hospital? Maya, she's holding something. A bullet. DL6 incident evidence number 7, taken from the heart of Gregory Edgeworth. Remember, Von Karma was holding this when Maya jumped him. So he's stupid enough to not check that he had everything before he left. This man who is apparently so perfect and absolute criminal mastermind. I'll prove it to you, Maya. You're most definitely not useless. prove it to you in court tomorrow. Oh, boy. Oh, we're in terrible shape. We will do our best. So why is every case name Turnabout something? It's weird. I don't even know what that really means in this context. Well, here we go. This is it, Judgment Day. Turnabout trial. Interesting. Today, things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things. Warg! What's the big idea? Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. Guess the shock hasn't worn off from my run-in with a stun gun yesterday. It doesn't work that way. You don't just retain that charge. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. Thanks, Maya. Edgeworth is looking as glum as always. I hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. Whoa! What are you doing? Sorry, I'm sorry. I saw I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back. Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge. Good idea. Yeah, go touch a telephone pole or something. Oh yeah, pal. What's gotten into that girl? Detective Gumshoe. Morning, Miss Edgeworth. Good morning. How did it go, Detective? Have no fear. As promised, I captured our runaway caretaker. I just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Detective. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock on the way in, I feel pretty good. Yogi says he's forgotten his own name. That has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? I feel like that has to come up again. Her still being electrified. They're just playing that for a joke. Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready. Right, very well. We've reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask that the prosecution submit decisive evidence. Understood. Wow, he's on the back foot now. Oh, you awed into silence by everything, the little thing he says. Very well, Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I'd like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. That's unusual. Very well, please bring the witness into the courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop on the lake from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity. Witness, why did you run away yesterday? Objection! Witness was not running away, as he will now testify. I see. Very well, please begin your testimony. I hate that the nose bubble pop and the gavel are the same sound. Why I left court is the name of my autobiography. I'm really sorry about leaving yesterday like I did, but I wasn't running away or nothing. I just went to buy some food for Polly, see? Figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I mean, I need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. My testimony yesterday stands as is. This guy's very lucid for a man who's apparently insane. Very comprehensible for a change. Begin the cross-examination, then. He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. You're Yanni Yogi, and I'm going to prove it. What the twist will be, he's not, but I'm not sure what he would be instead.
Hold it!
I'd call what you did running away and not just leaving. You heard Larry's testimony and realized you were in danger. Objection. Now, Mr. Wright, there's no need to rush to conclusions. They said the witness was not running away. Listen to the testimony. Sure seems relaxed. In fact, they both do. Von Karma and Yanni Yogi. He's probably been coached. Why did you leave? It's so hard for you to just quietly listen while someone is talking. I sat quietly, Edgeworth would be guilty in 3 minutes. Food. Well, Polly is a bit of a gourmand, you see. He only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France. They only have them in the big pet shop downtown. You weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to the caretaker's shack? Well, you kind of got lost, you see. Witness has trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack. Yeah, right. Nice try, Von Karman. No one's gonna believe that. I see. So he was lost. Please, Your Honor, come to your senses. Figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. You lost much of your memory, is that correct? Yep, seems like it. Then how could you not know that you didn't have anything... Then how could you know you did not have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory, You know exactly who you are. The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court proof. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head? Impossible. Glad you come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness, please continue. How can you say you had no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. Well, you took revenge on them, right? Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. Can't hold a grudge. It's impossible. I have to prove that he's lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over until this trial ends. Uh-oh. Why did you say something, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Been saying the same thing now over and over. Been calling the witness's memory of the past or lack thereof into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies. Okay, so they're pushing me into the contradictions part now. Before I pressed all of his testimony. Mr. Wright, there's a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who this witness is? Didn't we say it in court yesterday? And yesterday, I mean last week? We said that he is Yanni Yogi in disguise. Of course, Your Honor. Oh-ho! Now this is interesting. I'd like to know myself, so who is he? Don't play dumb, Von Karma. Mr. Wright, please tell us this witness's name. Name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff. Yogi? That name seems familiar. Oh, Yanni Yogi from the DL6 incident. Figures a judge would have heard of it. Such a famous case. What does this mean? Your Honor, if this man is Yanni Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Objection. Tiska, tiska, tiska. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This man, this witness is Yanni Yogi. Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? The court of law, as you may recall, you need proof. Well, we had a paper. You stole it from us because Phoenix is a dickhead. Allow me to repeat myself once more that the witness has lost his memory. This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go. Nick, how are we going to prove it? How can you prove that he's Yanni Yogi? Okay, it's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints, and we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago. You see? That makes sense. Tisk. Huh. So very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. Why? Witness has no fingerprints. Oh. What? What? No fingerprints? You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. Burned my fingers working with stuff. Yup. What? Yogi, you sneak. You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past. That has to hurt. Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we'll not be able to prove his identity. But what about dental records? Well, don't spoil it for me, Val. Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? Seems that the case has been decided, no? No. I know what happened. I know everything. Just can't prove it. Well, it says you, Val. Now I'll watch it out of spite. Well, no, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. Has to be another way. There's no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one. What are we gonna do? I didn't consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do? Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his parrot for a little comic relief. Yeah, very funny. You're sore winner, Von Karma. Wait a second. Cross-examine his parrot. Not the worst idea, but we have no reason to think it would work. No, you're not going to. Your Honor. The defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on its proposal. Take Mr. Von Karma up? On my proposal? Exactly, Your Honor. I'd like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. Order. Well, what do you think, Mr. Von Karma? Need you even ask? This is a farce. I object. Objection! I object your objection. Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Mr. Von Karma. I have a right to do as you suggested. Not really. Well, if you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Or should you go through with this, and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences. Heck, this is crazy. Well, still want to go through with your little game? Heck, yes. Let the parrot take the stand. I'll cross-examine her, Your Honor. The most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Von Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least, I think so. They left bringing the parrot. Do they just have it sitting out in the, like, lobby? Squawk. That's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name! The witness is ignoring me. Must hurt to be ignored by a bird. Very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please testify for us. Hello, squawk. Okay, good stuff. Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. Very well, begin your cross-examination. Right. What are you gonna do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? She's the one who knows how to prompt him. Or her. Who's your owner? Hello, squawk. Witness. Can't just say hello and expect to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Right, what do I say? What's your name? I should just get her to say her name. Polly, what's your name? Polly Squawk. Mr. Wright, I think we've established that this parrot is named Polly. Does this have anything to do with her owner's identity? No, but now we got her name on record. Well, I guess it doesn't really have anything to do with that, no. Please only ask questions pertaining to the matter at hand. Well, I guess we should try and get some information out of her. Need to show the judge that her owner is Mr. Yogi. Damn it, I keep clicking through it. Witness, you're here to speak, so you must speak to me. Frankly, I can't believe that you're speaking to the parrot. Well, I guess we should try and get some information out of her. Need to show the judge? Yes. But How? I present the bird to the bird? Oh, hang on now. Is that why this has been fired 3 times? Because this is the gun from 15 years ago as well? I was wondering why that that evidence of a third firing. I'm not sure how you even determined that. Never really came up. It was supposed to be symbolic. He shot everyone with the same gun that incriminated him. Did it? There were 2 shots. One went in to get attention and one to be seen. Oh, you're right, yeah. One was an actual murder. Well, never mind then. Not that important. I'm not sure what to do, to be honest. I'm gonna save. We're obviously in a weird situation here. So, I'm kind of winging it.
Objection!
Nope. I don't have anything, though. I need to prove that she can say her owner's name. But how do we do? DL6 file, do we have it? No. Oh. I do not remember that at all. Holy shit. So when do I use it?
Objection!
Doesn't make much sense. It's just weird about when I have to present it.
Objection!
I doubt it. That didn't help. I'm gonna reload for my hit points. I guess we go through this again.
Hold it!
Yes, it does. Ha! Fascinating. Claiming that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity, and show us this proof. Do you think they're taking the bluffing a little too far? Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is here. DL6 case file. Objection! It's quite a large file you have there. Which passage is this proof on, then? Show us or stop wasting our time. Very well, Mr. Wright, please show us the page. Where in this file is the information connected? suspect data, I guess. We only read 3 pages of it. On the suspect data page. This page here is all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see? Indeed, it does say that, yes. What was his fiancée's name? Polly Jenkins. Polly. Exactly, Your Honor. I wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. Polly is also just the most generic name to call a parrot, so... But... that is why he named his parrot after her. I see. I guess that is possible. Objection! A mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only 7 years old. Indeed. Alone is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We need some other corroborating evidence. Where am I gonna find that? Nick, we're getting closer. One more. If we can just get one more piece of evidence. Well, we're kind of stuck in the trial now, so it's a little late to be finding evidence. Right, but what? Very well, witness. You may continue. Well, how? That didn't help. Oh, weapon was fired twice. Interesting. That's gonna come up, so I'm glad I read this. Can I just ask him more questions here then? Have we forgotten something? I recall 2 days ago. Polly, have we forgotten something? Squawk. Don't forget DL6. Squawk. Oh. Okay, I did forget that. I can get Polly to say that here. I'll prove that the caretaker had something to do with DL6. Polly, have we forgotten something? Oh no, she's not speaking. What? That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot something. Something we forgot. Oh no, they trained it out of her. Uh-oh, it's not working, Nick. She won't say it. It's ridiculous. Why won't she say it? Something the matter, Mr. Wright. Wait, don't tell me Von Karma expected this. Couldn't have retrained the parrot, could he? Did he train her not to respond when he asked if we'd forgotten anything? How dare he? I got her to say the number of that safe. Safe? Why? Just try to get her to say anything, okay? Polly, what was the number of the safe in the shack? 1228. 1228. Well, that's 1228, right? That's the date. Aye, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker. Actually, it does. Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it. Ah, ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Snap. Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's identity? Right, 1228. Okay. Just making sure. Wait a minute, that was 15 years ago, right? So, this game took place in 2016? I didn't even consider what, like, the current date was in the game.
Take that!
The L6 case file. What is this obsession you have with that case? Mr. Wright, where in the file is something related to that safe number? Case summary. On the case summary page. Case summary. Specifically, the date on which the DL6 incident occurred. Date of the incident, December 28th. That's today's date, 15 years ago. The number on that safe is 1228. Ah. Use the date of the DL6 incident as a number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important the date was to him. I see. It's certainly an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates. Objection! Blah! This is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card number to 0001 because I'm number 1. Alright, let's go steal his debit card then. There's nothing to do with the date. Nothing. That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here. It's a mere coincidence, that's all. True, that is a possibility. However, two coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker of the boat shop. Immediately. Witness, tell us your name. Wait. It's witness, he doesn't remember. No, it's okay. Holy shit. The man is lucid. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done. Nick, he looks totally different. It's the real Yogi, I think. Finally. Been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years. Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. Order, order. Yanni Yogi. So it was you who killed Robert Hammond. You tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death. Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond. He said I was mentally unsound. Told me it would make me innocent. Get me off the hook. So I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancé, my social standing. Then this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. The plan for me to take revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. Thought this was my chance after 15 years. This was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond. On Karma, where is Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. Saw no room for error in his confession. Then the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is innocent. In this case, at least. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? So, this would have to be a completely separate trial. To try and prosecute him for the DL6 incident. If that's Von Karma's end goal. But I guess if he manages to get the indictment now, then that meets the statute of limitations, even if the trial has to be pushed out a couple days. Indeed, it is that crucial to him. There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case. So I'd like to pass a judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections? I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. Court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. We win. We shall best. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Objection!
Why am I objecting? Oh no. Miles objected. Someone just say objection? Wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means... No. Edgeworth. Your Honor, I object to your judgment. What do you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Nick, Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's gonna say guilty. Teddy! Now's not the time. He's going to tell them he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's going to tell them he killed his own dad. Uh-oh, what do I do? Oh. I mean, I feel like I have to object, because this is not relevant to the case that was being tried today.
Objection!
Judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst.
Objection!
Didn't something like this happen yesterday, too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed. That'd be Larry. As always, the butts. Let's hear this new statement. Let's hear Miles Edgeworth. He's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out. For 15 years, I've had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. By now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer. You mean, in the incident where your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer. Criminal in the DL6 incident. It was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I'm guilty for DL6, the statute of limitations for which ends today. The culprit is me. And why are you pointing to your left? Or to your right? Yeah, he was pointing at Phoenix when he did that. Order, order. This is certainly unexpected. The defendant, declared innocent, is confessing to a different crime. Crime for which the statute of limitations runs out today. Not really sure how we should deal with this. Bah! It is obvious. We hold the trial right here, right now. Well, he confessed, so you don't need a trial. Try this man for his crime of 15 years ago. I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. Yeah, it doesn't have to happen right now. Even if you're like, okay, well, we need to have a process to this. Like, you just have to file the charges today. Like, get it on record. And you're within the statute of limitations. And then you can have the trial once everything's kind of been figured out. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned. I don't think you need more than 5 minutes for that. It's pretty extenuating circumstances. I'm sorry, Wright. You just wasted all of your effort. Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you killed your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, Detective, but it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances. It's crazy, just crazy. Nick, what are you doing? Huh? Oh. Just reading through the court record once more. Getting my case ready. Case for what? Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. He confessed to that. He confessed that he did in court. I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe your nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. Prove that you're innocent. Trust me. Right? Oh, diggity dang. Be right back. we go. Plonk. Now then, I would like to resume our trial. Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. It is pointless, because a confession doesn't need a trial. Like, you don't need to cross-examine anything. A confession just ends the trial. Statute of limitations runs out in the DL6 incident today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book. Let's see, does the defense have any objections? No, Your Honor. Von Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Very well. Will Mr. Miles Edgeworth take the stand? Will the witness state his name and profession? Miles Edgeworth, I'm a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? It is correct. Then testify about this matter to the court. When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. I'll be the key, but only if I can get it to work. What was that detail? There were 2 shots, right? That's the one detail I can think of. Please, please. DL6 incident. That day, I'd gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all. And until now, you thought this memory was a dream. You were stuck in the elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out, and I lost my memory of the events. Bah! The same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well. Mr. Wright. Cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor.
Hold it!
What was the trial your father was involved in on that day? Don't remember things very clearly. Only 2 things. I know my father lost, and Mr. Von Karma was the prosecuting attorney. Mr. Von Karma, you're handling that case? It was 15 years ago. I don't remember the details. When Edgeworth pointed out the problem in Von Karma's evidence. Eddie. Walked all over the keyboard. Thankfully, you didn't touch any buttons this game uses. We went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. So there were 3 people, including yourself, trapped in the elevator. Yes, myself, my father, and Yanni Yogi. We were fine at first. Then as time passed and no one came to help, my father and I, Mr. Yogi, began to... Yes. What did you do then? I was a 9-year-old boy at the time. What could I do? I was scared, trembling in the corner. Then... something heavy fell at my feet. What was it? A pistol. I assumed it was the bailiff's, Yanni Yogi's. Safety must have come off when it fell from his holster. You picked it up. What happened next? Do bailiffs actually have guns? At least in American courts, I don't think they do. Did you know it was a pistol when you threw it? I think I knew. I knew it was dangerous. The air was getting so thick, I panicked. You're saying that you threw the pistol at Mr. Yogi. I was, in a daze. A moment later, there's a single gunshot, then a scream. Gun fired once. Yes, I think. After I threw it, I lost consciousness. Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. That gunshot and that horrible scream. Scream. Terrible scream. I remember it to this day. To this day. Yes. I can practically hear it now. Doubt I will ever forget that scream as long as I live. There it is. One part of that testimony clearly contradicts the evidence. I don't know what it means. Better find out and quick. If I go through it all, what does Maya say? Oh no. She didn't say anything, he just said that. Yeah, but I mean, let me just look it up. Bailiffs carry guns. Bailiffs are usually armed. Okay. I was wrong. Like, I thought there were like courthouse marshals who had guns, but I didn't think the bailiff did. So, the issue is, number one, we know there were 2 shots. Number 2, he was shot right in the heart, which isn't like an instant death in the sense that he wouldn't have time to scream. It's not like a shot to the head where your nerve activity just stops instantly. If your heart stops, you still have a few minutes where, like, your brain still works. But Phoenix is focused on the scream as the contradiction. I don't know if he's red herringing me. For me, the contradiction is the fact that there are 2 shots. Which one do I press? Which one do I object to? I'm gonna go with the gunshot.
Objection!
Are you sure you only heard 1 gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and then the scream. And everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see. No, Your Honor, unfortunately you don't. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony. Objection! You do enjoy dragging out the file, don't you? Well, it's kind of more important here than it was in the previous case, even. I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on. Which page contradicts Miles Edgeworth's testimony? Victim data, right? Look at the victim data in this file. It says quite plainly the murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard 1 gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. First shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So who fired the remaining shot? Was there perhaps another shooter who fired that second shot? Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when that second shot was fired. Might have been fired the day before the incident. No proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident. What? I see, I see. You do have a point. Mr. Wright? The murder weapon was fired twice, as we heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Well, no. Nothing confirms that. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired had something to do with this case? Do I? Nobody could tell from the ballistic markings whether it was the second one fired. Well, okay. I just noticed a bullet hole in the glass. So, let's go with that. Clonk. Your Honor, a think I'll be able to show you proof. What? Impossible. Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright, show us your proof. You have evidence that the second firing of this pistol is related to this incident.
Take that!
Look at this photograph. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. You can see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth. Proves that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it. So let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired. Where? Your Honor, please get a clue. You're the judge. Alright, here we go. Stick your finger in it.
Take that!
It should be obvious the contradiction is here. I see, a bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol. Yet there is also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot. Order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, you must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright, but who else could that person be? The murderer, of course.
Objection!
I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at that DL6 case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. Oh boy. Case summary, that's on page 1. Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. The pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, and the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. Not if it went through the door, or the window. Does have a point. The second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. There's the truth of this matter, the whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door. Again, if it exited the elevator, you can't say that. It would have fallen down the elevator shaft. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly. That the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It's highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. So all we have is a single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. Yeah, how did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? I've been wrong about this whole incident? What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? Sorry, Maya. It looks like I was wrong. If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. I disagree! The bullet left the elevator. That's why they didn't find it. They weren't going to demolish the elevator and go explore the bottom of the shaft just to find it. No. Well, you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent. Yeah, but Nick here is easily discouraged. Sorry, it's just when I saw that photograph, I thought 2 shots had been fired. So certain of it, I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, somebody else who fired the killing shot. Now, I was wrong to think that it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Now, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I'd like to ask one thing of Mr. Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No, I do not. You killed your father, though that was not your intention. Yes, I did. Oh no. Accepted the guilt. Very well. Statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here. Right now, indeed. Anyone else have any objections? I've been here before. It's like my first day in court. So many things I know I should be saying. My mind's gone blank, I can't find the words. Mr. Wright? What could it be? We've held on to this, and it has never been relevant. It surely cannot be now. We cannot seriously argue that the ghost testimony exonerates him. I don't know.
Objection!
Your Honor, I object. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object? Oof. Nick, I don't know. His case is perfect. It really isn't. His case is dog shit. They're just not willing to accept the second shot on the basis that they didn't find the bullet. Ah! It must exist. Second bullet. Bonk. What? What did you just say? Nothing. Second bullet must exist. But where? Someone took it. I mean, I guess that's the second obvious answer. Is that someone absconded with the evidence. Seems waiting's not going to produce any answers from Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet. It existed. What? We just heard proof that it did not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping it. It's just someone took this. Someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. Well, who? The murderer.
Objection!
The murderer? Then just tell us who this murderer is. I'm still thinking about that one. Was it Von Karma? Can't be. He was not in the elevator. The elevator was stuck. There's no way he just sneaked in there. Well, if he did take the evidence, like after the fact, notorious for doing that, he just stole evidence from us. Criminal took the second bullet, but why? Huh? First of all, how would they have found it? Not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. And yet, it's so unfathomable to you that the police might not have found it. Is there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? See, here's the tough part. I don't think there's a need for him to find it. And he wasn't of sound mind. But somebody trying to obfuscate the case and implicate young Miles might have taken it. What do I say? We'll go with this. Or the murderer spent the time to look for that stray bullet. I haven't got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? The murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Had to take it. Huh? Had to take it. The murderer? What does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But the murderer had to take that bullet. Had to, Mr. Wright? What do you mean? Well, for instance... Since what? Maybe the bullet hit the murderer. The bullet hit the murderer? Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? Not like you could perform surgery right there. You know? Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's what really happened? I mean, there's nothing in the report that said that he got hit. That wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, because that would make the case even more shaky. Someone would probably argue that he was shot during the scuffle, overpowered Gregory, and took the gun, and then shot him. That would make his case even more, like, exonerating. Let me get this straight. So, at the time of the murderer themselves was shot. And they left with the second bullet still inside of them, thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime. Yes, I guess that's how it would work, yes. There's a problem with that. The other two people who were rescued from the elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean the murderer came from outside, yes. What? Are they just going to reveal that there are 4 people in the elevator now? 2 men fighting inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. Pistol discharges, and the bullet goes through the elevator and hits the murderer outside. Okay, see, maybe I just had it wrong in my head. I always assumed that the elevator is stuck between floors. So it would have hit the side of the elevator shaft if the bullet exited. I guess that's a failing on my part for just sticking with that assumption. Boy loses consciousness, and the murderer opens the elevator door and sees men inside. This is a really far-fetched story. That implies that the 2 other men lost consciousness, like, immediately as well. Because they wouldn't have noticed that somebody else opened the door and entered. And if somebody was able to open the door and enter, then they would have had air to them again, so wouldn't have lost consciousness. So, Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. Tell you grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say. What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer. No one was wounded at the time of the incident. That's right, I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick. I just saw something really crazy. Crazy? Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? No. Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. Oh, that's why he went on vacation, because he was wounded. He had to get surgery and, like, physical therapy or something. And to just try and let the case blow over. What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock? But took it because he was injured? Which would mean... It only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma. Oh, man. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? Seem dazed. No, Your Honor. Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us more... Can you give us the name of your suspect? Uh-oh, should I come out and say it now? It does not seem ideal to say it now. Wait, I don't have enough proof yet. This is my trump card. I better save it for the right time. Right? Something the matter? I'm fine, Your Honor. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Shall we carry on with the trial, then? I said we have no farther to go. All that is left is the finish. In other words, the verdict. What? Not yet. Think, Mr. Wright. You've just said someone from outside was the murderer. You cannot suggest anyone as a possible suspect. It means your conjecture is worthless. Will be rejected, of course. Now's no time to be holding on to that trump card. Trial's almost over. Alright. I may not know what I'm doing, but here goes. Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect. This is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? Hands are shaking. The what? Von Karma. Von Karma? You mean the Von Karma? The prosecutor? The one standing right over there? What? You don't object? See no need. Why would I Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection? Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. You pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? You're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident. Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify. Perfect. Nick, let's find out who his doctor is. It's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma. Perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. Probably didn't undergo surgery. I'd leave a doctor as a witness. Nobody's that perfect. So what, Nick? Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? He didn't have to pull out the bullet. It is worse to pull out the bullet in some cases. A lot of people just live with it. It's insane. Oh, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where? It's in his shoulder. Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence that I was shot? Don't have the evidence. Okay. I don't think lead shows up on a metal detector, but I'll give it a shot. Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much. What? The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where's that bullet now? I think it's unlikely Von Karma performed surgery on himself. Blech. You don't mean... I do. There's a possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. Is that even possible for all these years? Yeah, it's very possible. Like I said, people don't, there are a lot of cases, somebody who gets shot, the bullet is too close to their vitals, that they just never remove it. It's more of a risk to try and do so. Well, there's one way to find out. Could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, gonna run this over you and see what we find. I mean, he's wearing such a swanky jacket, he's full of metal to begin with. I refuse. You refuse? Refusing this means you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you. Order, order. Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector. Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy.
Objection!
Statute of limitations runs out in this case today. It was you who said we had to end this right here, right now. Oof. Enough. Permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. Nick, what does this mean? I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. Well, surgery would also leave more of a scar. Reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma. It was you. I was afraid this would happen, so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident. What? I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6. Well, Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It's Mr. Wright who must prove something here, not I. Mr. Wright. Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6? Of course you can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence. Because you took it out of the records room yesterday. Well, he left the bullet that came from Daddy Edgeworth. But we have no way to compare it to the bullet in his shoulder unless we remove it. And look for, like the rifling grooves. So sorry, Mr. Wright. No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. What? You were close. 1 day away from freedom. You see, I have proof. What? Who would have thought you'd dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? And link that bullet in your shoulder to the deal 6 inches. And here's my final proof. Again, it has to be this. But how do we compare it to prove that they are from the same gun?
Take that!
That's a bullet. Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the deal 6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings. You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. Quite accurate. Not... I don't think so much anymore. I don't believe they really use it in court so much. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. You analyze both bullets, then if the markings matched, you would know that both bullets have been fired from the same gun. Again, we have to... He would have to have surgery to remove the other one. And I feel like he can refuse to do that. The court can't oblige him to have surgery. Very same pistol, in other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. And we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. Solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma. Ah! He's exploding. Werg. A scream. I've heard that scream before. Oh, here it goes. Wait, I know. Help, I can't breathe. Yes, yes. Get away. It's that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. Von Karma, it was you who screamed. Mr. Von Karma. Warg. So it was you. Just doming himself. You and your father are my curse. I love how the text is the only thing that doesn't shake when he slams his head. The whole UI does, but not the text. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you! Oh, I skipped the rest of that. He so easily could have gotten out of that. He could just refuse to have the bullet removed. He just needs a doctor to say that would be too risky. That would probably cause, like, permanent traumatic injury to do so. Chief Prosecutor, I'm sorry. Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you. I was careless. Sorry, well, you'll have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time. Edgeworth! It's a shock like none I had ever known. Me, penalized. Took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. Must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out into the hall and felt my way to the elevator. Pressed a button, but nothing happened. Then there was a noise. I was in pain. Horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. Saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. So they are saying that. Like, after the first shot, the accidental misfire went off. Everyone inside passed out. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was destiny. Bang. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Who would have thought that another man would have come to open that elevator door? Yeah, the stories of these cases are a bit too absurd. I get that it's a comedic game, but like everything is so serious yet so stupid. Judge? What? What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it. Very well. It appears that we have come a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later, Mr. Miles Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. You were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty twice. That is all. This court is adjourned. Well, we have to find Mr. fucking Karma guilty. You shouldn't adjourn just yet. It's been a long day. Nick, we did it. You see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside he crushed him, Nick. Crushed! Gotta say, I'm impressed. That was pretty close, though. I was sure we had it. I know, I was on the verge of tears the whole time, myself. Now it's all just a good memory. It's finally over, Edgeworth. Right. I'm not sure how to say this. I know. Try thank you. I see. Thank you. Right. You're welcome. I think you could have done better than that. Sorry. I'm not good at this sort of thing. Got a lot to learn, Edgeworth. She's got you there. She winking? Looked like it. Warp! Amazing, pal. You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. Oh, you won, pal. Nightless party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month. But who cares? See, Miss Edgeworth? You should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you. I see. Whoop! I feel foolish. Don't worry, take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it. It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded. Well, it's also been 15 years since you've really seen him. Like, I know you've been kind of chasing him. You were across from each other in the courtroom a few times, but, like, it's a bit weird to say, like, wow, he's changed, when the last time you knew him, he was 9 years old. And what are you doing here, Lotta? Y'all were great in there. Thank you. Yo, Edgeworth, congrats. Thank you all very much. He's trying so hard. I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar, even if no one was there. You were the witness of the first day of the trial, weren't you? You did try, in fact, get him, found guilty for that. Well, let's let bygones be bygones, eh? Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lotta? Who, me? I went back to college. Gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick. Really? That's too bad. Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? Huh? It's over, Nick. My life is over. A sad face, Larry. What happened now? Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world. Wow, this sounds familiar. You don't look sick. It's Kiase. She's gone to live in Paris, Nick. Paris. She's leaving me behind. Could have seen that coming. Oh, Edgy, there you are. Yes, here I am. Congrats, Edgy. Here's a little gift from me in celebration. Celebration? It's unusual from you. Harry Butts. You come along tonight, too. My treat, pal. Huh? thanks. Looking forward to it. So, Nick, it's a suit that questioned me. When it says treat, it's not police talk for prison food, right? Right? I think I'll be fine, Larry. Right. Yeah, what's up? The envelope that Larry gave me. It's got money in it. Oh, yeah. It's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. It's $38 net, right? What a weird amount. It's not a little, but it's not a lot either. He's giving him his lunch money back. Larry stole it. 38 exactly. Nick. Wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school? No. Larry, it was you! What are you so surprised about, right? Huh? Larry was absent that day from school, right? Doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. Right. Think back to that day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came to school anyway. He saw the money lying there, and the rest is history. I was never good at history. Edgeworth, you did know, didn't you? Or you didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, too well. Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts. I know. Really, right? I'm surprised you didn't figure this out. Well, it sure is an unexpected turn of events. Edgeworth? You should have told me. Now, Nick. It was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitations has run out? I'd say so, yes. There you have it. Well, where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did. Well, you've always been something of an insufferable emotionalist. Yeah, and you get worked up too easily, too. Death sentence for both of you. And if only I'd known I'd become a prosecutor. Same goes for me, but only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought I might have killed my own father. Thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I'd known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. What? How is becoming a prosecutor a punishment? Other than just the fact that it wasn't really your dream job. Want to switch, right? Hey, I'll line up. I'll take a photo. Woohoo. More interested in dinner. Detective Gumshoe took us out on the town that night. He celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. What? We could have waited until he got released. Went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. It's still only 5 o'clock. Maybe we should go back to sleep. Does he sleep in his office? What's this, a letter? Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium in training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth, too. I wanted to help you. I couldn't. I was useless. I decided to go back to my training and become a full-fledged spirit medium, for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick. Oh, how sad. Goodbye? What time is it? First, trains for the mountains have already left. To the station. Guess I'm too late. Hey! Nick, why? So, you're leaving? Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay?
Hold it!
Objection! Wait. What? Never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. Huh? On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice. I heard my sister. Yes, only her voice, but still. It's at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything. That's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick. But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya. I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. Really? I guess it's appropriate. That is how we finish this. So why is there evidence? All right. Well, what would it have been? You got the bird to talk. Was it the bird?
Take that!
Huh? Uh-oh. Shoot. I screwed up. It's okay, you don't have to try and cheer me up. But one day I'll come back and be useful, I promise. So, this is it. See you soon, Maya. Was there a way to convince her to stay? I don't imagine it matters, but... Thanks, Nick. So, my story ends. Time to turn a new page. Was it the bullet? Oh, right. Shit, I forgot she was the one who snatched it. Damn. Oh, well. Say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins. The same old crazy cast of characters. Roll credits. Thump. Don't think you've graduated yet, amateur. Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim? Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh. Got a bad feeling about this.
Objection!
Woohoo! Alright, that was fun. But I do know that there's the extra case coming up next. I'm not gonna do all these. Whoop! Why is he trying so hard? Yeah, so I know there's the extra case, the, from the ashes or whatever. I know that that is much longer than any of the individual cases here in the normal game. But, I guess we'll be doing that next weekend. Notice? No pokes. Just because I don't really feel like getting started on it now. I might have time for 2 streams this coming weekend. Saturday one would have to happen a bit later. Notice, go away. Go away. Saturday one would have to happen later, but I think I'll be around for Sunday. I will double check before I commit to that. We will see if perhaps we could get through this in one weekend. And then on to the next one. How do the length of the other 2 compare to this one? Out of curiosity. I realize this is taking quite a bit longer than I planned for by virtue of the fact that I've been streaming less. Wait, who's talking to all these people if they're talking about Phoenix? Okay. Appreciated. When's that Gothic remake supposed to come out? I kind of forgot that they actually gave a legit release date. June? July? I gotta make sure I have an open schedule for that. this stupid kid. What? Wait, who's supposed to be the actress, the Pink Princess, then? Well, maybe they're just too lazy to fix it. Okay, so she did not change careers after all. Shinji Mikami. Oh, never mind. There was a real ghost. And Gumshoe's the one throwing the confetti. And Edgeworth cracked a smile. Can you believe it?
Hold it!
Hello? Oh ho. New episode. Oh boy. I'm not jumping into that now, so we off. Nah. Cannot escape. Uh-oh. Big stabbings. Interesting. I can't open the menu, so I have no choice but to watch this. Oh no! That is a woman. A lady killer this time. Although, I guess the killer in the third case was a lady. I'm done. I'm leaving. Alright. So, we'll see what that's all about next weekend. For now, have yourselves a wonderful week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and farewell.